Hello, this is MemeAnalysis, and today we're going to be doing a spontaneous analysis of a cluster of memes, artisanally sourced from me and from my friends. Let's take a look. These are on Instagram. So to start, we have a page called Inhale My Bees. They posted an image of families. It's a generational spectrum. Each ancestor is telling the subsequent one, put the grease in a jar. Put the grease in a jar. Then finally, we change. And the parent says, go ahead and pour it down the drain. The child is cooking bacon. This meme is, I think, something of a class analysis. This is a Marxist meme. In the past, I think it was far more likely that you were living in a house that you owned. You were living in your home that you didn't want to hurt. But now, with all these young'uns living in rented houses, they're just pouring the grease down the drain. They don't care. They're not going to live there in another year. What do they care if there's grease going down the drain, clogging up the pipes? In fact, they want to make it hard for the rest. I think that that's what the meme is a commentary on. Let's keep going. Okay. This one was sent in by Joel Mondehar. It is an image of Sisyphus atop the mountain, and the boulder has made it to the top, and it says, now what, LMAO? Now what, LMAO? This is, I think, the ultimate tragic feeling of modernity. You believe that because you have been told that all of our problems have been solved, there's no more real war, it's all far away. We know everything, we have the science, it tells us everything, we have the absolute truth, that we have, in fact, surmounted this Sisyphean struggle, that our only struggles are left in ourselves. The only struggles left are those of the anxiety and depression brought on by scrolling on this thing. Let me tell you that the boulder is not up the hill, my friend. You have far to go. Endless aeons of work to do. And your contribution is vital. Your contribution is not to be thought unimportant. You can be the foundation of the future now. Do not say, now what, LMAO. Go forth. Find another mountain. Find a higher mountain. We have a CHUD Jack with his CHUD parents. He's at his computer. He has an award saying 29 wasted years. And he says, you don't understand. I'm only 29. 29 is young. This, I have to say, is one of the memes that inspired one of my last videos about the highway to hell. How easily time goes by when you're on the computer. You can easily log on and spend a decade online, wasting away, playing video games, getting enamored in false realities. This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time. And you're wasting those precious minutes on Discord or on the video game apps. Don't do that. We have George W. Bush wearing the One Ring from Lord of the Rings. It's a great one because this is one of my favorite formats. It's a red circle. It's one of those red circles where it's like, this is what's actually going on in the picture. Look at this. And the idea of George W. Bush wielding the One Ring, it's humorous in that, we view W as this big idiot, this buffoon. He's like associated with monkeys a lot. He's like a monkey man. He's like Gollum. He's like this subhuman creature wielding the One Ring. But I also think there's something to be said for the fact that he is invisible. You cannot tell what he's doing because he looks like such an idiot. So he has the invisibility, but he also is kind of a creature like Gollum. A very, very sweet meme. Very, very cute. It's a text message from Mom. She says, "I hope my little doomer is doing all right. Love it. Love it." I think this goes to show, the saturation of the doomer memes. If you have your mommy who still cares about you enough to call you by terms of endearment over something online and insipid, asinine that you are interested in, you're a very lucky boy. Great one. We have a cat given a really bad cartoon speech bubble, and it's a Reddit post to our physics. What to do if I have theories? I contacted a college and they ignored me. You start a YouTube channel. You got to start your YouTube channel. You have to make some schizophrenic diagrams, put them on your car, maybe hold a sign on the middle of the road. This is what to do if you have theories. Back in the old days, there were no academies. These were crazy people who were like, I think the world is made of little dots of things. I think the world is made of fire. And people heard them talk and were like, this sounds legit. And he's compelling and charismatic. I'm going to listen to him. If you are not compelling and charismatic, your idea is not meant to spread. And also, this is a whole nother point. Academic support means nothing. It means so little. There are people, huge academics at great schools. They write and 10 people read their thesis. It's published in a journal that costs $1,000 to read. Nobody reads it. Their ideas, no matter how good they are not going to spread. And I really do feel that the popularity of the message is significant. The medium is the message. And the academy is no longer a viral medium. Why would you want to impact those people when you could be like me and impact you? You matter more than Ivy League academics. That's what I'm telling you. All right, we have a really good one. This is a format I like a lot, where it's the subway meme, it's the My Brother in Christ format, but it says, ground control be like, can you hear me, Major Tom? My brother in Christ, I'm floating in a most peculiar way. We can also put this directly with, I don't have the meme up, but it goes something like, Johnny Cash be like, I don't like being in Folsom Prison. My brother in Christ, you shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Using memes as formats for music, I really like that. I think that's really funny. It's a fun way of playing with narrative songs. I love story songs. It's my favorite thing in the world. It's good memes. It's good stuff. A good one. This one I've seen a lot of. I think it's quite good. It's a wizard walking in the forest, and it says, the unemployed friend at 2 p.m. on a Monday. This is pretty much exactly what I'm doing right now. I am the unemployed friend at 2 p.m. At 1:05 p.m. on a Tuesday, enjoying my day in the park, enjoying nature, enjoying a conversation with my dear friends on YouTube about memes, doing wizardry, doing magic. Last night, I was with some dear friends, drinking milk and casting the I Ching. I have no worries. I have no fears. I am a simple wizard wandering, rambling. The David D's picture of the cell phone and the 5G tower melting a baby, revealing their skull. But the caption is, how it feels to play Bob Dylan in the car and that loud-ass harmonica comes in. Beautiful, beautiful. Yet again, I really like music memes. It's good. This squirrel is quite loud. Okay, here's one. This is one I'm amused by. It's one of those silly UN memes, but this one hits the nail on the head in such a funny way. I've never seen it used before. I love it. So it's the UN blue helmet versus it's rage faces. They're not like trolls. They're not soy jacks. They are old-fashioned rage faces. And it's the smiling guy. He's in a suit and he's on the phone. He says, "I believe in gnomes." And it's the guy eating the cereal, spitting out the cereal. He's got his 666 blue helmet on. He's got all these symbols. He's got the corn syrup and the vegetable oil, seed oils. But the most important part is that right in front of him is an emoji of a scroll. And it says social contract. This is what really counts about this meme. All of these memes, when it's like, revolt, return, I think this, I'm against the evil UN Satanist power. Like what we are ultimately saying, and this is not, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, this is just the nature of it, is that you are violating the social contract. It's something that in the past used to be very difficult to talk about in polite company. I find that today, a ton of people are very conspiratorial and far more open to talking about it. But back in the day, this was a real violation of the norm. You're not supposed to talk about religion, sex, politics. Today, this is all we talk about, especially online. I find it very fascinating. Even the boomers love to do it, and they're the ones who said not to. It's curious. Okay, interesting. They're making Islamic compliant Wojaks with no faces now. And they are indeed faceless Wojaks. What is interesting about this to me is that there is a recognition of the real potent power of memes to such a point where they being the modern Islamic propagandists making these memes, they are willing to try to trick God, by making faceless Wojaks. My brother in Allah, we know what you are trying to do. You cannot skirt around the laws of God. According to you, you can't. This is your teaching, not mine. I don't think that God cares about pictures. But I do know that if God did care about pictures of human beings, he would not be appeased by simply removing their faces. That's my take. Okay. This is a format I enjoy. It says, wind deniers be like, must have been and going with it is sea biologists be like, okay, not here. And it's a picture of the desert. I think both of these are very good. They're commentary on the silliness of science. This video may seem a little bit lackluster. I'm not giving too many big, in-depth analyses, but what we are doing is cluster analysis. This is the oblique strategy that we pulled upon asking, what video should we make? So, we gave it a try. Thank you, Brian Eno. As always, remember, memes matter.